what they wanted, and I am very grateful for that. This means a lot. Oh, man, this is great. Growing up, watching Madden all the time, just to see yourself on this Madden, come on, man.
That was the scene April 25th in Times Square. Do you buy into the cover jinx?
I love the fact that he's going to get cover jinx. That means he's really good. I was never on a cover. That means we got one top player in the league. I don't buy into that jinx. It's the NFL. Everyone gets hurt sooner or later.
All right, let's hear from one of the captains. Dominic Raiola sat down with our Brad Galley yesterday. Brad asked him, how important is chemistry on a team?
I think it's huge, and I think as a team right now we're right on track with that. I think guys have been together for a few years now, and continuity, that's another thing that comes with chemistry, staying together for long periods of time, and there's not a lot of wholesale changes going on like there was when Jim first came in. So I'm looking forward to that, to working with the same guys. I mean, I got the same guys playing next to me. We pretty much got the same offense, adding LeSure back in the in the mix and starting with Kevin, but defensively as well. I think they're going to be that much better playing together, playing on the same system, same coaches. So I think that's a big part of winning and losing.
I know you're close to Matthew off the field, and you're literally the closest person to him on the field. Mm-hmm. How can you describe maybe his maturation process that you've seen up close and personal?
Oh, it's pretty amazing. I witnessed I got to come in. I think it was last Friday. I saw him work out. And it was like he did a combine workout. It was unbelievable. I mean, his footwork. I said, you feel good? He said, yeah, I feel good. I'd never seen him move like this. Not just throwing. We all know he has a unbelievable arm, but when you think about it, he's been hurt. The first couple years he's kind of dinged up here and there, but coming back this year, he's moving better than I've ever seen him move. You can ask him how he feels, but I've never seen him move like that.
When you look at training camp, is there a point in your life, because we are all human, that you maybe step aside, rest your head on your pillow at night, and let yourself think of that end goal of yourself raising the Lombardi Trophy?
I think about that in the off season. I think about that going downtown. I go to Tigers games, I go to Red Wings games. That's what I think about that. I want to raise this city up in the football sense. I mean, I've seen it, I've seen it done. To see it, done with the Lombardi Trophy, I think that'd be pretty amazing going down Woodward, being 10 below or something, whatever it is, I already think about stuff I could, what I could wear. I mean, just, who I would have on the float, just crazy. But you let yourself think about that off season. But when you come here, it's work. It's all, it's nose to the ground. You dig yourself in a hole and you just try to dig your way out, and hopefully you're on top when you come out of the season.
Go get some, baby!
When you think about his career and how tough it must have been for so many years, he's one of those guys that you had to feel great about at least getting to the playoffs last year.
Well, the clock is ticking on Domi, and he realizes that to have the success the team did. And personally, I thought he played extremely well. I know everyone remembers him getting bull rushed every now and then, but you watch the guy in space. You watch him pull. What they can do with getting their center to the perimeter, a lot of teams cannot do, but he's so athletic. He's a leader. You love the way he took charge last year.
Yep.
And kind of set some of the young fellas straight. So I'm really excited for Domi.
Good stuff. Still much more to come on the Ford Lions Report live in just a little bit. Team President Tom Lewan joins us, and he'll let you know when you can come out here to Allen Park and watch these practices firsthand. Right after the break, we're joined by our colleague, David Solano. Please stick around.
I just want to, say how happy I am and thankful I am to share this with the city of Detroit that's on a comeback of his own, doing great things. It's been through a lot. The city has been through a lot, and, we're just one of the teams there that's trying to make them happy and proud, give them something to cheer for. So this one's for my teammates in the city of Detroit. Thank you.
Matthew Stafford continuing to ingratiate himself with the fans here in Detroit. Unbelievable. I'd like to welcome those of you who have not met David Solano to David Solano, one of our new colleagues here at Channel 7. I know that you just met David today, and you bring a unique perspective to our coverage because you have been covering another NFL team that was on a similar line as the Lions have been the last couple of years, the Houston Texans.
I sure was down there in Houston for a couple of years. And, a lot of similarities, guys. I mean, not just talking about the postseason, making it to the playoffs, but in terms of ownership. Very similar to the Lions in that sense, and obviously the athleticism on both sides very similar as well.
Well, give us one idea. Now, we have Kelvin Johnson. What did Houston have to match that?
I think everybody would agree. When you talk about Calvin Johnson, Andre Johnson, without a doubt. Great hands, great instincts, and you know what? Most importantly, both guys know how to find the end zone, which is always a good thing.
What about an intangible? You were there firsthand. You saw a team that had never made the playoffs make the playoffs and win a playoff game. What does it take for a team to break through and do that in your estimation?
Really simple, guys. From the start of training camp, guys genuinely and consistently believing in one another with the utmost confidence since that day one start, and it carried over week to week and into the playoffs.
All right, well, you will be following David on the Sunday Sports Update. You'll also see him here on the Forward Lions Report live throughout the season. We welcome you to the team. Nice to have you here.
Thank you so much, guys.
Coming up after the break, Team President Tom Lewan joins us. He'll let you know how to come to practice and how to buy some tickets for the preseason games, too. Back to the Forward Lions Report live training camp update. Tom Lydon with Rob Rubik, and we are joined by the team president, Tom Lewan. And we were just joking a year ago, you were sleeping at the facility. We never knew exactly when training camp was going to start. That's a little bit different in that regard.
Yeah, it was 1 year ago today. It was kind of check-in day for me, and I checked in, didn't check out for about 9 or 10 days, and sleeping on the couch, and it is different. It's different in a lot of different ways, and all positive. That's a great thing.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the tumultuous nature of this offseason. How do you view that now that you guys are finally getting back to work?
You know, it's interesting. It really wasn't tumultuous. I mean, obviously there were a lot of things that happened off the field that we didn't want to have happen with our players. But if you look at what happened in terms of our transactions, in terms of what happened on the field in preparation, there was stability. We know who our quarterback is. We know who our wide receiver is. We know who the nucleus of our team is. And it's the growth of that nucleus, which was for us inside this building, the real core of the offseason. And so that was a lot of stability. It's the same offensive coordinator, the same defensive coordinator, and of course the same head coach for the 4th year in a row. And that means a great deal, and that allows us to withstand some of the other stuff that we don't like that's happened off the field.
Well, you talk about stability. Let's talk about that left defensive end. Obviously, there was negotiations going on with Cliff. Both sides were unable to come to terms, but he has a tender out there, and I personally think he'll be in. I mean, I think maybe he's thinking a little of his health. You know, how long can he go through camp trying to be safe? But are you happy that we're still going to have, you know, I'm kind of mixing this up a little bit, but would you have liked to have him signed, Tom?
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we put a great effort into trying to get Cliff signed on a multi-year basis, and I think we put a really great offer out there to try and do that was reflective. It would have made him the 4th highest paid guy on our team. And you know, but I have a tremendous amount of respect for Cliff. He's a competitor. He wants to be here. I know he's got his own considerations, and there's a business aspect of this thing, and he's going to make his own evaluation. But one of the things I give Cliff great credit for is not only the season that he had last year, but the way he conducted himself professionally off the field this year. He was at every community event that every one of our guys did. You guys saw him probably more than we did.
Yes. We did.
And he kept himself in great shape, and we know that when he shows up, he'll be ready to go, and we're confident they'll be part of the team this year, and we're looking forward to it.
Well, we see the big tents, we see the stands, we see the fields ready to go, and I know fans are chomping at the bit to get here. There's going to be a few days where we appeal to the season ticket holders and the suite holders, but the general public gets to come to Allen Park when?
Yep, next Tuesday, the 31st, for the morning practice, 9:15 a.m. We'll open it up to everybody, first come, first serve, and we will accommodate as many people as we possibly can. As you mentioned, season ticket holders get to come out early this year, as they have in the past, and we look forward to having them and a great energy for this weekend, and then opening up to everybody next week.
Well, you talk about season ticket holders. Let's talk about tickets a little bit for the regular season games and season tickets.
Yeah, we put those on. The single game sales went on sale a couple of weeks ago. Great response. Sold out the Thanksgiving Day game, the Green Bay game, really close on a couple others. Just a handful of tickets remaining for those games. The response from our fans has been nothing short of fantastic, and we're thrilled with that, both on a season ticket basis and a single game basis.
Chief concern for you as training camp starts? What's top of mind for you right now?
You know, I think it's staying healthy, keeping that consistency going, and a lot of hard work. I mean, we have a lot of work ahead of us. There's nobody here in this building resting on his laurels, whether it's a player, a coach, somebody in the front office. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do on the field. We have work to do off the field. We have a long way to go to get to where we want to be, and the work starts real soon.
Yes, it does. Friday, 3:15, first practice right here at Allen Park. That's team president Tom Lewan. This is former tight end Rob Rubick. He'll be my co-host all year on the Ford Lions Report Live. We sure do thank you for joining us tonight. We will be with the team throughout the year. Don't forget, our next big show is August 5th from Ford Field, the coach's kickoff. You can see it right here on WXYZ. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you soon.